back to another Sergmanx video. Today we're going to Video Game Trading Post, a retro game store on Long Island, and I'm looking for a certain item. So let's see if they have it. Let's get into it. So here we are at Video Game Trading Post here in Long Island, Levittown, New York. And I gotta say, this store is quite fantastic. I've been shopping here since 2016, so quite a while at this point. And since 2016, and even before then, when they had their original location in Massapequa, there's now 4 stores. There is another one in the Broadway Mall in Hicksville, which is not too far from here, maybe like 5-10 minutes. And then 2 more in Suffolk County, in Bayshore and Deer Park. One of them actually is a partial store slash arcade and pinball spot, which is quite awesome. I definitely recommend you check that out. Might head over there and make a video there at some point as well. And apparently they're affiliated with a store in Florida that's also called Video Game Trading Post. So it's on their website, so I don't know if there's some sort of partnership or that's also a store that the owner has, but regardless, look at all the games we have here. Original Xbox, quite a lot of fantastic titles, and you can't go wrong with either of these. And they have various PS2 games, PS3 games, and as you'll see later on in the video when we get to the stuff that's behind the glass, there's a lot of great games there as well. Now I'm trying to reminisce and remember my first purchase at this store, and I think it was Chicky Chicky Boys on Sega Genesis. It was a game I haven't had physically since I was a kid with the family Sega Genesis, and when that stuff got, I guess, given away to someone else, I didn't have access to those games anymore. So Video Game Trading Post allowed me the opportunity to rebuild my Genesis library. In fact, Video Game Trading Post is the store that really got me back into, well, not even got me back, really jump-started my, I guess, gaming collection, where I could find all these retro games. And, back then when I started shopping here, retro games were a bit cheaper than they are now, which is quite unfortunate, but that's not a problem of here, that's a problem of everywhere. It's just everything has gone up, especially with the pandemic. Everything just went up crazy in price. I remember walking in here and I saw Chrono Trigger years ago. It was under $100. Now it's over $200 they have here, so I'd still pay the $200 for it. Chrono Trigger is a fantastic game, but that just goes to show how the used video game market has really changed throughout the years. They also have a very large 360 library here, which is perfect because I was actually thinking about picking up a lot of Xbox 360 games, and most of them are pretty cheap. Xbox 360 games aren't really that expensive, and there was a point in time where I sold off a lot of my 360 games. So trying to get those games back isn't going to be the worst thing, since these games aren't relatively expensive. But it's good to know if I come here, there's plenty of games I can get. And also the Wii selection is pretty massive as well, which I really never had a big Wii collection to begin with. I think the most games I ever had for the system was, I want to say, 25 to 30 games. So there's a lot of good software here that I've never heard of, or games I heard of in the past but didn't have the funds at the time when the Wii was prominent. So I'll definitely come back and take a look at what they got when I'm ready to build up my Wii collection along with my 360 collection as well. Some other games I've purchased here throughout the years include Earthbound on Super Nintendo. Got that for a pretty good price, as that game is expensive as hell. But it's really a great game, and I wish more people, well, I guess more people now do appreciate the game. But back then, when the game came out on the Super Nintendo, nobody cared about Earthbound. I never even heard of the franchise until I played Smash 64, so it goes to show how much time has changed. Probably my favorite purchase, though, from here is a complete in-box copy of Mega Man 5 on the NES. And I gotta say, it's easily one of my favorite Mega Man games. I remember playing the Anniversary Collection back on the GameCube when that came out. That was my first dip into the NES Mega Man games. So I really instantly fell in love with Mega Man 5, loved the music, the graphics. It's just unfortunate that the fan base doesn't really care for that game too much. I also bought Mega Man X7 just to have it, even though that game is a piece of crap, but it's okay. Gotta collect all the X games, and also Mega Man X8, so I had to add that to the collection. Also picked up a copy of Dragon Warrior 7, or Dragon Quest 7. I think that was the last game in the franchise, at least over here in the United States, that used the Warrior moniker. So, picked that one up. Also, finally got copies of Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles a long time ago when I started coming to this store, trying to rebuild that Genesis collection. And as my favorite games of all time, I had to get it. And one of the employees sold me a personal item from his collection. He had an SG-1000, which was a Japanese exclusive console released by Sega, which came out before the Genesis and Mega Drive. As far as other hardware I bought from the store, I got a original Xbox from here. Bought a Dreamcast, I bought a Genesis Model 3, which is really small. I'd never actually seen one of those until I came here. And I got a modded GBA, which was Final Fantasy themed. It had a backlight for the screen and a rechargeable battery, which was quite nice. So this store definitely has reignited my love for retro gaming. And if you're ever in the Long Island area, definitely come down to Video Game Trade Post, whether it be the Levittown location, the Hicksville location, or one of the two Suffolk County locations. You won't be disappointed, and you're sure to find something that you'll like. Alright, so back from the store, right in front of it. I'll show you what I picked up. So as we've seen in the video, I got myself a copy of Saga Frontier 2. Really enjoyed the first game a lot. The sequel kind of changes the art style a lot. Almost feels like an entirely different game. Doesn't really feel like a sequel to Saga Frontier 1, but then again, I haven't played it yet. But we shall see. So the owner of the store knows I collect Switch games, so he cut me a deal on a lot of Switch games. I had no plans on buying these. Well, let's get into it. First up, we have Immortals Phoenix Rising. I had bought this game when it came out, but I ended up returning it because I'm like, I'm probably never going to play this, or it didn't seem like my kind of thing. But since I played Breath of the Wild, and this is the comparison this game gets a lot too, I figure, with the deal he gave me on it, it was like, I think $10. I was like, screw it, let's try it again. Maybe I'll give it a go. Next up is a game that was apparently physical only in Europe. We have Little Nightmares Complete Edition. They had it here, so I thought that was pretty sweet. I have to pick up the second game, and I need to pick up the third game. I'm not sure if the third one's out or it's coming out, but I've definitely seen the second one around, like at like a Walmart or Target for like $20. So that's cool. All right, next up is a game I never heard of. It's called Death End Request 2. So, what I'm gathering from the back of the box, it seems like a RPG of some sort with some visual novel aspect to it. So, I don't know what to expect from this, but once again, got a good deal on this. Okay. Then we have a game I feel like I've seen everywhere, whether you go to like Target, not Target, like GameStops. You see it sitting there on the shelf in like retro game stores. We have Deathmark. This is apparently like a horror game, visual novel type. I saw a couple reviews on it on YouTube, and it looked kind of interesting. So I figure, why not? Let's give that a shot. And then the last 2 Switch games, both sealed actually. We have, I don't know why I bought this, because I know nothing about the anime or the source material. Sword Art Online. It was brand new, got a good deal for it. And I mean, it looks kind of cool. We'll see. I mean, if it sucks, it sucks, but I'll give it a shot. And last but not least, we have a game I never even heard of called Motto Anomalies? Anomalize? I don't know. I don't know how to say that. This, apparently from the back of the box, it's a dark visual novel meets turn-based RPG combat. So, a rich story rooted in a bygone Orient city. I mean, I don't know what to expect from this one. I'm gonna have to look up some videos, some reviews, but yeah, if it sucks, it sucks. You know, whatever. Like I said, I got some good deals on this stuff. So, last but not least, got a Toys R Us bag, because it feels like we're shopping at Toys R Us again in 2023. I think they got plenty of those, actually. We have the PlayStation 1 Classic. I only bought this so I can get it modded. Because other than that, like, the base version of this is like garbage. I think some of the ROMs or the emulators, they run really slow. I mean, the selection of games back here is not the worst. It's decent. We got Final Fantasy VII, the first Grand Theft Auto, one of my favorite, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Siphon Filter, Twisted Metal, Wild Arms, Tekken 3. I mean, got some solid games here. It's definitely missing a couple big ones. Oh, and they have Persona on here. I guess Persona 1, so I'm surprised they did not put like Gran Turismo on here. I mean, I would have loved to see like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, but it is what it is. I only bought this to get modded, so I'll have all that stuff regardless. So that is it for my pickups. Now, next video, we're gonna deliver this, hand deliver it to someone who I think can make this thing amazing. So you got to tune in to the next video to see that. And as always, this has been another Sergmanx video. Have a good one. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and comment below your thoughts on today's topic. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell to be notified when the next Sergmanx video drops. Have a good one.